Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review for Family or Fiance Season 3, Episode 5 with Shai and Troy. And I've already said in my last 5 reviews that I'm overcoming a cold and I'm going to say it until it's gone. So if you hear me coughing, please excuse me. I'm trying to get these reviews out for y'all. I got to over 100 subscribers and I'm trying to get to 1,000. So, cough and all, I'm going to be dropping this content. Make sure to hit the subscribe button for me though, so it's not in vain. Definitely be sure to like if you like this type of content. It don't cost you a dime and it definitely makes my day. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Not much going on, but enough that we can touch on some things for this episode. The couple got together. Their first date was Netflix and chill. So not really a date. Whatever. She says it's not a date. He says it is. I say it's not. But it's your perception. Uh, Shai is a singer in a group with her twin sister. And Troy is an aspiring actor who also wants his daughter to act as well. They got engaged after 6 months and they share a birthday. So on their birthday, they got engaged. The only thing is he didn't, ask you, not even her twin sister, her opinion, not her mom, nobody. So he didn't get anybody's opinion. She didn't really share the news correctly. She said she kind of just shared something on social media, and her sister, of course, that's her twin, felt the way. They kind of touched on the fact that he may be a mama's boy. He's always with his mother. He says as close as she is with her sister, that's how he is with his mama. So who's coming? His mom and his 2 aunts are coming. And her mom, sister, and uncle are coming. And the families have never met before. She's 24, he's 29. And he had a baby while they started dating. She said when they first got together, which they haven't even been together long, but when they first got together, she said he just went ghost. He disappeared for about 2 weeks, and she hadn't heard from him. And then finally he called and said, he had just had a baby, and he didn't know how to tell her or whatever. So he's letting her know now, I have a baby and the baby's born. I didn't say anything about a baby being on the way, and surprise. And she's like, it's okay, we'll figure it out. Then they figured it out. But she said she asked him to move in with her after 3 months of dating, and after 6 months they were engaged. And I'm like, everything is going so fast, and if this ain't a red flag, honey, what is? Excuse me. And I'm sorry, I coughed into my hand. I'm going to wash it before I touch anything. I promise. So, germaphobes, don't worry. I normally cough into my arm. It was, Anyway. So, he didn't tell her about the baby. She ended up finding out later. The families are on the way, and they're wondering what anybody normally would be when couples move really quickly. What's the rush? So that's what all their concerns were. Why rush? What is the eagerness about? Why? And I think one of his aunts also said, what is a relationship going to be like between you and a child's mother? And I don't recall us really touching on this at all. But they do the typical Q&A games that they do for Family or Fiance. Each episode, the couples deal with each other's family. So she's meeting with Troy's family, and Troy's mother asks Shai how she feels about Troy going to be a police officer. And she was shocked. She had no idea. She's like, what are you talking about? And the mother told her that he tested, and he took his PT test, his physical test to train to be a police officer. He has another test to take, so he's going through the academy and everything right now as we speak. And his fiance, who welcomed his newborn baby with open arms and let this stranger move into her house, had no idea about this. She had to find out from his mother. And the mother kind of looked she had a one-up on her. I don't know. It was kind of weird. Troy tells her family that he plans to act full-time. That's what he's aspiring to do. But in the meantime, he works with autistic children. No mention of the police academy. So Shai told his mother she wants, 5 children after they get married. I didn't hear any talks on her plan to get her career up off the ground with her sister. Nothing really strategically set in stone. The families gather for dinner, and Shai exposed that Troy took his test for the police academy to become a police officer and did not tell her. And they begin to argue, and the family says they just don't know how to communicate, and that's why they don't need a rush. They could work on their communication, absolutely. And she's still young; she's only 24. I think that I didn't as far as I've seen worse with married couples. So I'm glad they're trying to work on this now. So the next day they're meeting with Tracy, and Shai expresses that she's hurt that Troy didn't tell her about this. And Tracy calls Troy out for lying. He didn't tell her, but basically he had to hide and sneak, so he lied. And she tells him that he needs to establish some boundaries with his mom. Shai's like, no, it's not an issue. Your relationship with your mom isn't an issue. And Tracy's like, but it is. It is. Yeah, if you're going to get married, then what does it say? You have to, leave your parents and, cling to your spouse or cleave to your wife or whatever. I'll go ahead and crack my Bible open to see what it says. But basically, you got to, detach and go on with your soon-to-be wife if that's the move you want to make. Ooh, I had to give me a sip of water. So, Tracy's calling it all the way out like she likes to do, and that's why we like Tracy. I always just wonder in the back of my mind. I remember earlier seasons she said she was divorced 3 times. So I wonder what happened with her own marriages that caused her to get divorced, because, it's they can always give great advice, but then it's what happened in your, it's none of our business. I'm just curious. I'm just wondering, who would let it catch Tracy go anyway. So the twins meet with the producer, and it wasn't awful. Sounds like today's music. I'm at that age where I'm you can play me the throwbacks, But it wasn't terrible, but I think they should have a plan B as well in case this music thing don't work out. What else do y'all like to do? Not trying to rain on nobody's parade or crush nobody's dreams. I'm just saying to get a backup plan is all I'm saying. So Troy met with his mom, and his mom said, girlfriends and even some fiancés come and go, but mothers are forever. And, he disagreed and was like, well, no, if I had plans to marry her, we have to cut the cord somewhere. And his mom went off. She lost it. She's like, what? After I've been with you for 29 years and you going to do this and you let her come between us and let her come first? She never said she was trying to come first. She simply said a million times she just wants to be included. But if she's going to be your wife, she should come first. I understand that sometimes people don't like to put respect on somebody who, somebody's with until they're married. You can be with them for 10 years. They will not put no respect on it until the day y'all say, I do. Then that's when they'll show you that respect. So I get that. He's saying he wants to marry her. She's not even trying to take his place. Maybe if they included her. All he had to do was tell her. It was sneaky. Anybody would be upset over this. I shouldn't have to find out this way. And the mom should be questioning why he didn't tell her. Why was it a secret? What was that about? Even Tracy said, and when they met, you must not have wanted to tell her because it's control. You didn't want her to have control over you. He's saying he didn't want to tell her because what if he doesn't, he didn't pass or he didn't fulfill it or he wasn't sure that's what he wanted to do. That's why he didn't want to tell her. But even if you're thinking about doing something life-altering, you're going to be a police officer. That's going to affect our lives. Whatever moves you make is going to affect us. You don't just make these decisions without discussing them with me. If we're together and we're supposed to be in a partnership, not only is she in a partnership with you, but she's raising your child at 24 with no kids of her own. But the mother don't want to hear all that. She's like, she stormed off. She was upset. And it just gives that stigma that, especially in the Black community, that these single moms get when they have these sons of trying to make your son into your man. The man is almost 30 years old. All this, I got to come first. And says, no, you don't, Mom. And I'm saying this as a mom of a son myself. You have to raise him to grow, and you should aspire and hope that one day he would want to have a family of his own. You can't. It's selfish to try to keep your child with you forever. It's not. That's not how it's supposed to be. He's supposed to go on and have this, have his own family. I don't seem. It seems like the girl genuinely cares for this man. She didn't disrespect you in any kind of way. So why are you upset that you don't come first anymore? And I think if Mama, had her own thing going, she wouldn't be worried about it. But she done made him her life, and she doesn't want that part of her life to go away. I can see this is going to be problematic. The fiance, Shai, will never come first. She can have his children. She can marry him. She ain't gonna come first, period. Point blank, end of story. Mom ran off, cried to her sisters. The sisters gathered in prayer. Like, the sisters need to tell her, no, he's not your man. He's your son, who is a man who's trying to have his own family. I don't know. I don't see, because it's like mama's boys didn't get a bad rep for this type of behavior. There's nothing wrong with loving your mama. Like, if you're disrespecting your mama, that's a problem. But like, I can't be in competition with your mama. I'm not trying to compete. Your mama is your mama. Your wife is your wife. And then we should be able to come together. Everybody come together. Like, it should be open, welcomed and open with open arms. So I'm glad that I haven't had to really encounter like a, mother-in-law that could be problematic, because that would be tough. That would be very tough. Now, I did have a mother-in-law, my ex-mother-in-law from, it seems like centuries ago now. She used to hang out with my ex-husband's ex-girlfriend. Like, they would go to the gym together and stuff. And I'm like, they didn't have any kids together or nothing, so it was inappropriate. Like, did you have no ties to this man? Why is she still hanging out with her like this? Then they had a falling out. She wanted to get cool. And it's like, I can't get too cool with you, lady. Because you was just friends over there with the... But that was way back when, years ago. Anywho. So, at dinner, Troy and his aunts all try to, like, make it seem like Shai was the problem. Like, you should give parents should come first. And it's... No. No. Yes, I'm going to love my parents. I'm not going to I got a man, bye, mama. No. But the family you're creating, you have to nurture that. And, like, she didn't say anything wrong. And, Shai just said she wants to be involved. And she said, again, I'm not trying to take your mother's place. Tracy was the one like, it is a problem. And I'm with Tracy, in my opinion, honestly. But she's like, I'm not trying to take her place. I just want to be included. This is a big deal. Like, and they didn't make it, a big enough deal, if you ask me. They act like, oh, like he went to the gym and he didn't tell you. No. You went and did all of this. You were gone for all this time today. Where did you say you were going when you were doing this? You made a big decision like this when you decided to be a police officer. You put your life on the line every day when you leave the house to go to work. I mean, everything about this affects your family. And if you're going to marry her, then we need to have conversations about, like insurance, things like that. I mean, there's a lot to discuss. A lot of adult conversation that needs to be had. And you run into your mama. And there's nothing wrong with talking to your mama. She didn't say, don't tell your mama. She said, I want to be included, and I want to be the one you tell first. She said, I tell you things first. You're the person I run to first. So I would like that in return. And I didn't see anything wrong with that. She has a twin, but over her twin and over her mama, she's going to him first, as she should. But that's where the communication is just off. And the mama is enabling it and really feeling away and not even trying to hear what she has to say. So ultimately, they meet with Tracy and they decide to put, even before they meet with Tracy, she was just like at the end of the dinner, she just said that she wants to push the wedding date back. Sorry, y'all, cough break again. So she just said let's push the wedding date back. Let's not do it right then and there. When was the wedding date? I didn't hear a date. So was the date ever planned? But whatever that mysterious date was, they pushed it back. She wants to push it back. They told Tracy again they want to push it back to get to know each other. They decided to scrap the blessing ceremony and just go ahead and just push the date back. So they don't even need to hear if they got their, whoever's blessings, because they're going to get married, but they're just not going to do it until they set a year out. Where's the child's mother? Like, how did he get full custody? What happened with that? Where is the child's mother? We didn't hear much from her family. What are her plans outside of this group? I don't know. So the update is Troy plans on moving forward with becoming a police officer. I don't know if he still plans to act. He's just going to be a police officer. They claim that he's putting Shai first. I don't know if I believe it. I'd have to see it to believe it. How about that? And they pushed the wedding date back 2 years. Nothing wrong with, waiting. And I'm all for, taking your time, not rushing into marriage. I'm also like, how long? Because then you get that whole stigma of forever fiance. Like, how long should you be engaged? Like, how long is too long? Before it's like, okay, are we ever going to do this? You know what I'm saying? Because first it was a year, then it's 2 years. Like, how long are we going to are we going to be engaged forever? Nah, I've seen people be engaged for years and years and then they end up doing it. So it's not to say like it won't happen. But sometimes you always feel like, okay, after 2 years, like, are y'all really about to do this? Or y'all just playing? Like, you just want to have the ring on, like, Chrissy and Jim Jones energy. You know what I'm saying? But let me know if y'all watch this episode, what you think about it, how you think Family or Fiancé is doing this season. I think as the episodes progress, it will start to pick up a little more. Started off a little slow this season, but we shall see. Again, I done coughed, my lungs out and everything, trying to record this. So for all that, it will be worth it if y'all hit the subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.